Maybe you'd like to hear for comfort a little story in an antique book. It's from 1924. Isn't it pretty? So it's pretty marked up. But how Little Brown Bear got ready for winter. One morning in the fall, Little Brown Bear sat under a big tree. Bluebird came to see him. She said, "Goodbye, Little Brown Bear. Winter's coming and I'm going south where it is warm. I'll come back next spring." Little Bear did not want winter to come. He could not go to the warm south. He thought for a long time. At last he said, "I'll go and talk with Mr. Turtle." On the way, he met Mr. Duck, or Mrs. Duck. "Winter will be here soon," she said. "I'm going south with my friends. I was coming to say goodbye to you." Little Brown Bear went with Mrs. Duck to the pond. There were many ducks on the pond. "Quack, quack, quack," they said. What a great noise they made. Mrs. Duck swam out on the pond to her friends. They all flew up in the air together. Away they went to the south. Little Brown Bear started off again to look for Mr. Turtle. He could not find Mr. Turtle anywhere. Little Bear looked for Mr. Frog, but Mr. Frog was gone too. Little Bear walked on and on. By and by he found Bobby Beaver. Bobby Beaver said, "I cannot stop to talk with you. I'm getting food for winter. I shall take it to the bottom of the pond. Mr. Frog and Mr. Turtle are there. They're asleep in the mud, and they'll stay there all winter. They said to tell you goodbye. Don't you hear someone calling you? I think it is your mother." Little Brown Bear ran home to his mother. She was near a tree that had a big hole in it. "I have been calling you, Little Bear," she said. "Come and help me get ready for winter. We will put leaves into this hole. They will make a soft, warm bed. We will sleep on them all winter." Little Brown Bear said, "I will help you, Mother. Bobby Beaver is getting ready for the winter. Mr. Frog and Mr. Turtle are asleep in the mud at the bottom of the pond. We must get ready for winter too." Little Brown Bear helped his mother put leaves into the hole in the tree. When the soft, warm bed was ready, they both crawled into it. They slept there all winter. Let's see. Here's another one. How West Wind Helped Dandelion. A dandelion plant grew in the grass outside a garden wall. Her leaves were green, and her flowers were bright yellow. Dandelion was as happy as she could be because she had many friends. The raindrops, the sun, and the winds were her friends. The raindrops gave her all the water she wanted to drink. The sun kept her warm. The winds came to play with her. Dandelion had many flower friends too. The clovers lived near her by the road. Some garden flowers lived near her on the other side of the wall. By and by, one of Dandelion's yellow flowers was gone. Instead of a flower, there was a white ball. The ball was made of little seeds, and the little seeds had wings. One day, Dandelion saw two children in the garden. Each of them had a little basket. They were picking the ripe seeds of the garden flowers. They did not take dandelion seeds. By and by, May said, "I have picked all the ripe seeds I see." George said, "I've picked some too." Then May said, "We'll take them all to Mother. She'll keep them until next spring. Then we can plant them." Dandelion watched May and George put the seeds into their little baskets. Then the children went into the house. Dandelion thought about what May and George had said. She knew that they were going to plant the flower seeds next spring. She wanted her seeds planted too. My seeds are as ripe as the seeds of the garden flowers, said Dandelion. Wish that May and George would come and pick my seeds. Then they could be planted next spring. Dandelion felt very sad. Just then Robin saw her. Cheer up, sang Robin. Dandelion said, I cannot cheer up. No one will plant my seeds. Wait and see, said Robin. Maybe someone will plant them for you. Oh, who will take my seeds, thought Dandelion when Robin flew away. Just then, West Wind came along. Oh dear, West Wind, who will take my seeds? Asked Dandelion. I want them planted next spring. West Wind said, I will take your seeds and plant them for you. Oh, thank you, said Dandelion. But how will you take them? West Wind said, I will take your ripe seeds by their little wings. I will plant them in many places where there are no dandelions now. What a kind friend you are, said Dandelion. West Wind said, I like to plant seeds. I plant many seeds every year. How happy Dandelion was when West Wind called, Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Then West Wind blew hard. Away flew the seeds on their little wings. Dandelion saw some of her seeds near her. She saw many of them flying in the air. West Wind said, I will blow some of your seeds far, far away. Dandelion watched the seeds fly far away. Then Robin came to see Dandelion again. He sang, Cheer up, cheer up. Dandelion said, I'm very happy now, dear Robin. West Wind took my seeds. He'll plant them and they will grow next spring. Robin sang a song to Dandelion. Then Dandelion went to sleep. The foolish fox. One fine day, a fox was not walking. By and by, he came to a fence. He looked through the fence and saw some ripe grapes. I shall have grapes for my supper, he said. I will come back and get them when everyone is asleep. The fox came back at night, but he could not get the grapes. They were on the other side of the fence. He could not crawl through the fence. He tried and tried, but at last he had to give it up. Then he said, I'm so tired that I cannot go home now. I'll sleep for a little while. The fox went to sleep and dreamed, and he was very thin. He dreamed that he crawled through the fence. When he waked up, he said, I will go home and grow thin. I will not eat anything. Then I shall grow so thin that I can crawl through the fence. The fox did not eat anything for 3 days. He grew very thin, but he grew very hungry too. He went back and crawled through the fence, and he ate all the grapes that he wanted. He ate so many that he grew very fat. The fox was so fat that he could not crawl through the fence to go home. How foolish I have been, he said. Now I must grow thin again. I cannot eat anything. Oh, where can I hide while I'm growing thin? I will hide under the grapevines in the corner. The fox hid under the grapevines for 3 days. He did not eat anything, and he grew very thin. Then he crawled through the fence and went home. I will never be so foolish again, he said. What Tiny Raindrop Did. Once there was a farmer who had a big field of corn. Every day he went to look at it. The hot sun came down on the field, but the rain did not come. The corn could not grow until it had rain. Away up in the sky, some raindrops were playing. Tiny Raindrop looked down and saw the farmer. She said, I am sorry for the farmer. His corn cannot grow. The farmer looked at his corn, and he felt very sad. Maybe I can help the farmer, said Tiny Raindrop. Ha ha, laughed Big Raindrop. What can you do? You are only a little raindrop. Tiny Raindrop said, I know that I am very little, but I will do all I can. Here I go. Goodbye, dear raindrops. Down went Tiny Raindrop from her home in the sky. Down, down she went until she fell right on the farmer's nose. What is this? Said the farmer. A raindrop. How fine that is. Maybe we shall have a good rain. Then the corn will grow up tall. There will be plenty to eat in our barnyard this winter. All the other raindrops watched Tiny Raindrop go down. One said, I've played long enough up here. I think I shall follow Tiny Raindrop. I'm going too, said a second raindrop. Wait for me, called another. Here I come, shouted Big Raindrop. Down went the raindrops faster and faster. Soon there was plenty of rain. The corn began to grow, and the farmer was happy. The rain is raining all around. It falls on field and tree. It rains on the umbrellas here and on the ships at sea. Robert Louis Stevenson.